All right, guys, here we are to watch another trailer. Today we're going to be watching the trailer for the movie Maud.
Maudie?
Maudie?
That's an I, right?
I assumed it was just some foreign Maud. Maudie?
We'll find out. Burst fully into tears.
So, I don't know. It gives me a weird, feeling when I see movies like this where I don't know if I'm just reading into things tomorrow, but she seems like she's mentally challenged in some regard, and he seems like he's not. And I don't know, in my head, I'm like, there's this funny line where I'm like, is it wrong that they're together? Or is it
that's
fine?
my takeaway.
Is he a better person than I? Because
that's my taking is
things.
Are they banging? Is that illegal?
It just seems a little strange, and I guess there's nothing wrong with that because I don't think he's this is a grown person. You're not taking advantage of anybody.
No, it depends on the level. This seems to take place at some point in the past and not now.
Yes,
I'm not sure. They mentioned Nixon, so that's not that far, in the past. But you can be classified to be unable to give consent in various ways. But this is also Canada. They may not have any rules, and she may just have some sort of disability that actually doesn't impair her in that way.
Yeah, it could just be a social interaction type of disorder.
Yeah, walks funny, certain things.
I don't know.
Talks funny.
This looks like a film, not a movie.
This is a film-ass film, yeah.
And not something that I would generally be interested in.
A romantic drama with a scruffy interior.
If you just said it's a drama, I'd already be like, nah, I'm out. And you'd be like, it's like a niche drama. I'm like, I already said out. And they're like, well, it's a period piece. I'm like, oh, I like a period piece. But
no, it's a period piece where Ethan Hawke's a gruff farmer and slowly falls in love with this disabled girl, woman that paints. I'd be like, oh my god, that's my response to that.
But
it looks well done.
It does look well done.
Good.
It looks fine.
Good, yeah.
I always liked Ethan Hawke, and when they say this is Ethan Hawke's best performance, I'm like, well, that's interesting because he's pretty fucking good.
I find him to be super inconsistent, and I've had a lot of weird experiences.
What would you say was a down point for Ethan Hawke?
I don't really know many of his roles by heart, but when people say awesome actor Ethan Hawke, I'm like, what? He's fine. I don't think he's awesome. But I may not have seen whatever movies people said he was awesome in.
I
remember him in a couple of things.
A classic-y type dude where I'm like, yeah, you throw his name into something and you do take that as a name.
He was on the Oscar roundtable thing with fucking all these other people. And the whole time, there's always 2 or 3 people on those where I'm like, what the fuck is that guy doing here? Or whatever, because I don't know. I think I'm highly biased to when someone talks in interviews, and I'm like, you're kind of dumb, you kind of suck, or whatever. And I don't remember him in roles that counteracted that, because Brad Pitt is the opposite of that for me, where everyone's like, he's dumb and has nice eyes, and I'm like, I've seen a couple of roles where I'm like, damn, you're actually an actor, fuck.
No, Brad Pitt not only has transformed his and not
his body multiple times,
but not even to say his body, because okay, anybody can be this is your job, get fit, don't be fit, blah blah. But his facial structure, in some ways, he's like a dumb da da da, and then it's you're obviously you're now your face is of a con man, it's not just the attire you're wearing and what you're doing, the everything about it, no, Brad Pitt is a great actor.
Because you can give people a haircut,
Prefontaine, dude.
You can give people a haircut and put a beard on them, and it's now I'm this guy or something like that. But yeah, when actors change the muscles under their eyes or something to make themselves
or
look dumber or smarter,
or moving their jaw forward,
shit like that.
I can't do it because that's not what I do. But these people
or
are insane.
What this actress is doing in this role, where
exactly.
she's shambling and doing stuff where you totally buy this weird. No, I'm into it. I don't just want to shit on Ethan Hawke. I'm just saying he is fine, and this is his best performance, and he looks good in this, and this looks good.
Sure.
That's all good.
Weird little house. But what do you think the deal was? I thought he said he was putting up a sign because he needed a sign made. And I was like, she'll be his sign maker because she's a painter or whatever. But then it turned into she was his lackey. And at one point, correct me if I'm wrong, did he say, I eat, the dog eats, the chicken eats, then you eat? If you don't want me here, just say so.
There was a voiceover. So, like, the brother or someone, right, sells the house that she lives in, and she's like, what the fuck? And he's like, you can't take care of yourself, let alone a house. And then there's, like, a voiceover where he goes, I've been thinking about having someone around to help out with the place or whatever. So it starts out, I think, where she's some sort of weird indentured maid or something like that.
Sure.
But then, yes, obviously she starts to paint shit, and they fall in love, and then these weird creepy farming stuff. This does look charming, I guess. If I had infinite time, I'd eventually get down to watching this and stuff like it. But
based on a true story also throws me off. That's almost when you say documentary. I'm like, based on a true story, because then my mind is always going like, well, based means nothing to me. There could have been someone named Maud. Yeah. It's based. Or I go, God, this is about a horrible situation where I'm like, oh man, someone had to deal with this. Why would you fucking? I don't want to know about that.
Yeah, I wonder who wrote the book. It's that other woman who's like interviewing them or something like that.
Presumably.
Like, yeah. I don't even know if there is a book. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, usually it's like, well, we told the story of triumph that this person went through, and blah, blah, blah. We've talked a lot. I think we're thumbsing this down, but saying it looks good.
It does. It looks fine. I can see how it was an official selection of all these different film festivals. I like what's being put on screen. I just don't like the content in general. So it's a victim of being something I'm not a fan of. You could be like, the best horse racer in the world, but if I don't give a shit about horse racing, I don't want to meet you. And that's what this falls victim to. So I give it a thumbs down.
I've said this my whole life. It's like, this looks like it's good at what it does, but I don't like what it does.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's not our thing. Looks good, though. Thumbs down. Don't die in a fire.